Trundle.
Trundle is not the switch that I was expecting here for Cuz, but will be locked in. Aphelios. Wow, Aphelios Thresh? Is that going to be the lock-in?
Okay, and it's blind top lane Varus.
Yeah.
This puts Perfect into a pretty challenging position because Varus wins a lot of lanes. Nefiri is fantastic by the
It's top lane Trundle?
The Nefiri I was thinking about in this draft earlier on if they were going to run the Ahri because the Vi was banned.
Wait, it's top lane Nefiri? Full voice right now is Perfect. Finds the first dagger and the second dagger.
That's really
cute. That's great synergy. It's top debut. Yeah.
This should come as a surprise to no one.
Another death sentence going to connect here as Effort's lit on fire. Good playback as well as the flash does get him out of there, but the flash forward, the moonshot not enough. And Smash just puts that flash on cooldown.
Yeah, and aiming is very healthy here and has the cleanse. They're not going to actually commit to a fight.
All right, there's the Lantern. The flash play comes in. The Lulu did make it back home, but aiming to overcome it. And that is a very, very cool thing, is now the all-in from said Perfect is coming on forward. Flash out from Siwoo. He will be able to escape if it does actually happen. As Smash makes his way out, he's got Gravitum up and available. Gets the snare, there's the hook as they get a bit of a look in at Cuz.
Is not going to commit. Oh, I take it back.
Yeah, Korea just really wants to press buttons. As Lucid's making his way in, public execution onto the Lulu, who doesn't have the flash. A few seconds and he would have been okay, but it's Smash that picks up first blood. A great start. This dragon gets started by KT.
I think they have too much control. Showmaker's just going to look for plates.
Well, Chains of Corruption is thrown out, and in goes Perfect. Teleport from Showmaker, though, and the exhaust is down. Siwoo is going to be the one to lock down the second kill here for DK. This time, they don't both die to the turret, and so we're going to say that that one's a positive here for DK, but KT do lock down the Drake. Has a long cooldown, though, as Showmaker. Destiny up and available once again, and he just used it, and that means he's dead. Beautiful play.
Can lead into the Ambessa ultimate. Smash?
Well, he's not going to be able to click the Lantern, as Smash has to get out of there, aiming flashes after him. Moonlight Vigil goes down. The hook connects from Korea, but he doesn't follow up as Lucid turns up, and Cuz is going to get smoked. They still get the ulti out as Lucid dives forward. I just don't know whether he really wanted to. The death sentence isn't that this time, as Korea is going to miss, has to flash. No one's dead.
They just don't have the playmaking champions. I mean, BDD's on Ahri, but who does he charm? Who does he go in on?
Whoa, the flash gold card comes on through as, oh, Effort! Get you a support like Effort, everyone! Flashes in front of aiming and just dies. Letting aiming die would have been fine. As, all right, in goes the Nefiri. Call of the pack comes on through as now the rest of KT are going to turn up. Flash is available here for Siwoo, and Showmaker turns up to defend his top laner. Lucid's here as well. Alistair video from 2010, man.
Okay.
As Effort.
너 살아 그냥 내가 해줄게.
Yeah, it's like get out.
Wow, that was actually pretty incredible, but it's cute and all, but it doesn't really change the story, unfortunately.
And I think that CVMAX was there like, oh man, it would have been really cool if we had killed the AD carry. As, all right, there's the exhaust down, flashes over Cuz to get over towards Lucid, but aiming comes in to shut down this Varus. Showmaker is now in amongst everyone and should be taken out. BDD's on the board now as well, as in the meantime. But now playing the 5v5 is going to be a tough one, as Showmaker looking to try and make it awkward, as BDD is rotating over.
Herald.
Sid diving on in, the Herald is going to come down. Maybe that's the front line that they require. As Cuz not going to be able to get the smite. Now Lucid diving on forward is now Perfect in trouble. Calls the pack. But I think he's still going to be in trouble. Korea looking for a little bit of an engage angle as Shelly might be able to get a knock-up, but instead he just bonks her head against the wall. Finds the death sentence into Cuz though! And he's going to get wiped out. Smash does so much DPS. However, Moonlight Vigil just barely connects. And Lucid is there with the follow-up. My goodness, DK!
Kind of struggled to defend. these turrets. You know, there's a lot of money standing on the map here. Siwoo is attacked.
Chains of Corruption is going to connect onto aiming, but he also manages to find that Arc of Ruin. Doggos get mad.
Even with the Trundle Pillar helping out substantially, but they just don't have the ability to go through. Siwoo's crazy!
Yeah, what is this? He's 1 versus 5 right now. The Wild Growth to try and hold him in place. He survives for such a long time as finally Perfect is able to take him down, and now Showmaker is going to pay for his sins as well.
It's a lot of gold swing here for KT.
The old, I'm going to stop his back, don't worry. And
it'll be
1,000 people turn
up. It'll be fine. It's not a dive comp. I have flash. Oh wait, it is dive comp. I don't have flash. Then Showmaker is just trying to do his due diligence here, and he is once again just kind of...
All right, Soul Point now on the cards for KT as Lucid gets into this Banana Brush. Death Sentence does go wide as Lucid gets in there on top of Cuz. Oh, the Wild Growth on Perfect is so good as they take down Smash. And now KT may have found their team fight. Siwoo looking to make his way in as Lucid somehow manages to get out. Chains of Corruption connects onto Effort, who McHale's himself to get on out of there. And the Dragon is now forgotten as they look to chase down DK as DK tries to make an exit via the KT base, which is not really working out. It's all right, Smash. They just get dove on here as once again the Doggo comes forward. He takes the Lantern, but Smash may just die, and there's a Wild Growth to make sure that Perfect stays alive. Aiming, collects the double. Lucid might be the triple, but it's Cuz that chomps down on his opposition as Siwoo is just flashing for the wave to try and wipe it out as Perfect is now able to get on top of Showmaker as well. I didn't know. It's Nefiri's picked for her late game power. Yeah, that's obviously what it is. Oh, Showmaker did decide to go for the arm guard, so that will help him be a little bit more safe. As Siwoo with his Zhonya's is able to go into stasis, but that is a big cooldown. Not available for the next fight. This is Mountain Soul up for KT.
All eyes on Perfect. Smash has to be so careful his positioning, but I mean, it's targeted his ultimate, and when that Wild Growth hits, he dies. TP, or rather Destiny.
Yeah, it goes in onto BDD. Showmaker holds onto the gold card. He's able to throw it down there as Lucid gets on over the wall. Perfect! Looks to try and get in on top of them once again as the charm connects onto Showmaker, but this time he's going to be okay. Lucid coming on down. Can he stop this Drake from being taken by Cuz? And he is. Siwoo now going to get turned on by Aiming, though, who has so much money and so much damage. Cuz gets the Wild Growth this time and flashes on top of Smash, but he does have to get himself out of the way as DK look to regain some control. My God, where did the Lulu go? BDD now in trouble. He does manage to take down one on his way out as Aiming is looking to kite as best he can, and the smite onto Cuz is there. Showmaker, he knows he has the rapid fire cannon now available, and the rest of KT are trying to run away. This is still so dangerous for both of these teams. That is now a decent cooldown that is away as now Perfect goes in one more time.
Effort wasn't here though. That was a pretty bizarre choice.
BDD looking for a little bit of an angle here as the flash hook from Korea is not going to connect. And now BDD dashing forward looking for Showmaker. He gets cleansed and will be able to take the Lantern if he wants to make his way back towards his teammates as Siwoo lurking on a flank angle as well. But Perfect wants to dive in on top of Showmaker. He has the Zhonya's. He just flashes out of the way instead. Teleport comes forward from Showmaker. The rest of the team are there to defend.
Perfect.
Starting this is absolutely crazy, but a teleport from BDD will bring him back in with full health. Cuz wanting to walk his way forward, but he is a Trundle. Getting into the pit is so hard, and this Baron is just gone. Siwoo has to flash to get out of the way of Aiming, but he's unable to kill Siwoo and lands a lot of damage. Now Perfect dives in on top of Smash, but he takes a Lantern to get towards the rest of the team. The public execution could have been the end of the game, but it does not land, and BDD executes the Varus. And oh, okay, Perfect is going to survive for now. Showmaker knows. Yeah, you can see a ping on the enemy Nexus turret. Love that. That's going to be coming on forward here. I don't know whether that is a realistic goal right now as Lucid has to dash his way out of there. Does have a few of those in his hands, but he's going to have to flash as well. Takes the Lantern. The mobility kind of ludicrous as now Showmaker getting turned on by BDD. The exhaust comes on through here as well as the pillar is not quite enough, but BDD finds the charm, of course he does.
None. Not even on the red buff here, and so they're going to have to leapfrog their way through, and that makes them vulnerable targets. It's not the Baron itself, it's the threat of the Baron that pushes D+ forward, and now Siwoo's caught!
Yeah, he is, but is he actually? As he does make BDD go gold and flashes over the wall here. And that does mean that he will make it to safety. Teleport available, the one that he stole from his quest. Force that sort of trade.
TP in for Siwoo. This game is just never going to stop being tense. Showmaker taking some poke.
Yeah, he was looking for an angle there. Locked that gold card.
Pillar
See
on
what
Siwoo.
else he can find. Yeah, Pillar is going to be answered by the Lantern. Lucid going forward is aiming, thinks he's found an angle as he cleanses. Chains of Corruption goes right and in goes perfect. Finds another Wild Growth angle, but he has to flash away. The rest of DK bought the spaces. There is the flashing from Showmaker, and Lucid takes the Lantern. He stays alive, but the Arc of Judgment comes in from aiming. Showmaker manages to go into stasis here, but BDD will be able to finish it off. And KT, after the long game has been played, they're looking to take it. The charm connects yet again as BDD is absolutely a robot. He's too good at League of Legends. 4 on the floor. Korea, the last one standing. And KT will remain undefeated in the LCK for 2026.
They'll keep that perfect record. And they will take D+ out again. Showmaker looks dejected. They had all the momentum in the world after finally beating Genji after so many years.
They got defted.
Inhibitor respawn, but there's 4 dead.
Yeah,
I think it's just
they're
going
not
to delay the
respawning
inevitable.
this time around as Lucid's still got 16 seconds. Korea's going to try his best, but the Nexus will go down. What an absolute marathon here